them back. Also got a long pair of tweezers just in case I need them. Probably need to really replace these. These were used for 9mm, and they've gotten chewed up some, but I'm going to use these anyway. Now here's the thing. You get this done to this, okay? Every set of fingers you have that you want this to work with, you will have to put the little edges on. Okay, now I've cut off that little piece, and you want the one end squared. And what you're going to do is you're going to attach this, and if you look real close, see those little, I guess it's the mold marks, there's two, looks like a hole shape. You want this piece to line up the square level piece that you just finished grinding down, making it flat. You want it to come almost to that hole, that dimple inside there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use just a little dab, and I think what I'll do is I'll put it on the finger itself. Making sure you don't get glue on you, or this will all stick to you. I don't know if that real glue will work. I used the other glue and it held it real good. Now when I get the other one cut, I'll let that try to dry a little bit. Like I said, I had two of these, so I'm going to cut this one. That's for the other side. Now, of course, the original video showed the guy using aluminum. I'm using whatever I have available on hand. So, if you want to use aluminum, that's all fine and dandy. Everybody does things different. I use what I had available. Find my flat part. you have to try to get this end and that end equally in the same spot, so when it slides back it hits the spring metal right here at the same place, here and here. So whenever you're doing this, you've got to really watch and make sure you get those as close to being square with each other as you can. Now I'm going to set this aside. Once I get that thing set in place, and let that dry. But that's all you have to do the mod to the bullet feeder. So whenever you're running the press over here, when you're running that press and it feeds a bullet and you don't have a case here yet, when it retracts that bullet back because it didn't have no case to put it in, the fingers want to go all the way in, so it kicks that bullet out, it falls, hits your shell plate. If you've charged a case, it can knock powder out. So this is to keep the bullets from falling out. Now a lot of people, what they do, they don't start feeding any bullets. If you've got the 4-tube feeder like I have, you know, you've got this hole right here, and as you can see, I've got the whole space. Now if I turn this, the bullets start dropping out. So whenever I get started loading, I have all my tubes full of bullets, but I have it set like that, and I will not turn this until I have an empty case, and then I will turn it, bullets will drop down, and then I start feeding all my cases. But there's a chance before you'd ever lose up all these, you end up with a area, you know, with a stage that doesn't have a casing in it, and you've got 10 bullets still in this tube. Well, one of them's going to fall out until the case gets around. So you can, like I said, you can adjust this when you're wanting to fill these tubes to where it's staggering the hole and no bullets will fall through until you're ready to use them. Well, that's it for now. I'll let all this dry, then I'll show you putting it together, testing it, you know, by hand, and then back on the press. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm grinding that down, and you can see roughly I'm making it a lot narrower than what it was. That's because I wanted some excess. And as you can see, you just got these little nubs, and I may have to grind down some more. And I take a little knife to kind of take off the rough edges. Knife with sharp edge. And what we're trying to do is get it to where when it's sitting in here, see now I'm there. It doesn't even have doesn't even have a shell in it, so I need to take it down a little bit more because it needs to be riding back in here. And then what it does, it pushes out with the bullet, comes back, and then it locks in. It won't go back no further. So right now I've got it just a little bit too thick, so I've got to grind down some more. Okay, now I've got it trimmed down enough. Still have to work a little bit on it. And most of that now is adjusting these spring metal areas here to where it will work. You know, if they're too close in, they're not going to let this travel like it's supposed to. Let's see, there it's. Now if I took a bullet, of course this is not a 9, this is a 40 caliber. Okay, here's a 40 caliber bullet in those fingers. See, it stops, won't go no further. Then you get rid of the 40 caliber bullet. So it goes right in. Let's see here, here's a 380 cast bullet. Okay, as you can see, it's in there. Goes out, will not come back in. Drop the bullet. That's all there is to it. Put it back together, make sure everything's good and dry, put it back together, and there you have the modification for putting the little ears on it.